When, if ever, this brief talk of mine on research and industry is reproduced for the interest or for the amusement of coming generations, it will, I fear, strike a curious note. From 1902, when I joined Sir Richard Glazebrook in his great work of founding the National Physical Laboratory, to the present date in 1947, when I completed 27 years as director of the Research Laboratories of the General Electric Company, I have been fostering the infiltration of science into British industry. Those who come after me will find that there has come to exist an intimate partnership between science and industry. They'll surely be incredulous that the reluctance of industry and the exclusiveness of science should ever have prevented so advantageous a marriage. But it has been so. Industry with its commercial motive and science with its uncommercial search for knowledge have been very slow to woo each other. It is only now, after the Second Great World War, that the barrier has finally broken, that both parties are realizing their dependence on each other and also the community's need for their intimate cooperation. I am proud to think that my GC Research Laboratories at Wembley have had a substantial share in this movement. In the words of my late chairman, Lord Hurst, this laboratory constitutes a scientific general staff to the company which it serves. Its objects have been firstly to give scientific service to the factories and departments. Secondly, to prosecute such longer-term researches as its staff consider will ultimately benefit their industry. And thirdly, to join in all outside activities in which an industrial scientific staff can help the professional life of the community. The first of these objectives is undoubtedly the most difficult to achieve successfully, but it is the second which appeals to the wider public. Of all the researches successfully carried out by my laboratories, I am specially proud of those which gave the world the electric discharge lamps which we know today. They are in two groups: the luminescent tubular type of lamp, which is now replacing much lighting hitherto carried out with tungsten lamps, and there is the high brightness concentrated arc in mercury, which has done much to revolutionize street lighting. This latter development synchronized with the evolution in these laboratories of the new practice in street lighting based upon making the road surface bright, so that the objects upon it are seen clearly against it in dark silhouette. These principles were incorporated in a report of the Ministry of Transport Committee in 1937 on street lighting and have gained general acceptance. As I look back upon these and on many other similar activities, on the share I've been privileged to have in the work of the British Standards Institution, in the substantial part which we were able to take here in the great radar effort of the recent war, in the growth of the influence of the Institution of Electrical Engineers, which I've tried to serve since I was a youth, I feel grateful to a Providence which has guided my humble steps along such channels of intense scientific interest and at the same time of usefulness to the community.